In this video, we're going to learn about direct variation. A direct variation is a function that when x increases, y increases. So that also means that when x decreases, y decreases. So that just means that x and y go the same direction. So a graph that represents this, direct variation always goes to the origin, and it's always a straight line. It doesn't matter what the straight line looks like as long as it goes to the origin. So it could be positive or it could be negative. The constant in a direct variation is represented by the k. So for example, in an equation it looks like this, y equals kx. It's kind of like y equals mx plus b, but b is your 0. And then we don't write this. So that's where this comes from. To find the constant, so let's solve this for k. So k is being multiplied by x. The opposite is to divide. So I'm going to divide y by x. That is how you find the constant. So let's look at an example. So I'm going to do 3 divided by 1, which is equal to 3. 6 divided by 2, which is equal to 3. 9 divided by 3, which is equal to 3. And 12 divided by 4, which is equal to 3. So all the ratios are the same? Yes, because all of our constants were the same, which is what that word constant means. It means to stay the same. So then the direct variation equation, we always keep the y and the x, and then we fill in our constant for the k. So our constant here, the number we got every time, was 3. Let's look at a word problem. So it says if Judy drove 300 miles in 6 hours, so let's make a table where x is going to be the number of miles and y is going to be the number of hours. All right, so we have 300 miles and 6 hours. Then how many miles, so what is this, if she drove 2 hours? All right, so that we know we have to do y divided by x, so 6 divided by 300. And because we know that they have to be equal to each other to be direct variation, let's set up a proportion. So we know it has to be equal. We don't know what x is, so we're going to keep that here. Excuse me, we do know what y is, that's what goes on top. And then we don't know what x is, so that's what's going to be at the bottom. Now remember, when we have two fractions, we can cross multiply. So 6 times x is 6x. 2 times 300 is 600. Then to solve for x, we're going to divide by 6 on both sides. And then 600 divided by 6 is 100. That means in 2 hours, she drove 100 miles.